Part 25. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 241. Looking ahead from the perspective of the camera, gunpowder smoke fills the air, mountains and valleys have been leveled, a terrifying aura and huge living objects are fighting in this invisible battlefield. At the same time, the eyes of these giant beasts were filled with blood, and there was a faint blood color in the air, as if the entire battlefield was a living creature, with blood vessels transporting blood set up in the air. After corroborating the information given by the system, Yeshi had a different understanding of the special appearance of this giant beast, especially the embryo in the center of the earth. Yeshen, you are too young, you don't know that I am a happy person. We don't have a correct understanding of brother Ye yet. Doesn't he just go somewhere dangerous or fun? Wow, look at that giant snake hovering on the sea, it looks a bit like Hormongandr. What is Western fantasy and Eastern fantasy combined into one? I suggest you try something different. There are layers of broken vines on the ground. This old vine seems to have evolved from a plant similar to the old mountain roots, and has also participated in the battlefield. As a result, it has become one section after another. And that Medusa was also being chased all over the ground, herding snake sounds making no sense of her presence in this chaotic battlefield. The ones with the strongest sense of presence are the Suzaku and the ubiquitous Titans. When Yeshi was traveling under the sea, he once gained the friendship of Titans. To be honest, it was of no use, but he didn't care now. He just wanted to observe these giant beasts. These come from another advanced civilization, magic weapons. Baihu looked at Yeshi's retreating back, as if he saw an ant suddenly walking towards Kanghai Qinglong. Of course this metaphor refers to the difference in size. Such a huge life, it's really interesting. Strictly speaking, this is the first alien planet that Brother Ye has visited. He has encountered so many magical creatures. I wonder how many eye-opening things will happen in the future. Fast forward to take off your own eyes directly. It seems that my feeling is indeed correct. Although these giant beasts can sense my life signal, they don't think I can pose a threat to them because of their size, and they even don't care about me at all. Yeshi explained to the camera while walking forward. What a pity, I still want to see a fight. Earth explosion star, right, to be honest, I also want to see this kind of fighting power, ha 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 ha, but I have never seen it before. Look at these giant beasts, look, aren't they already exploding into the sky? While chatting in the live broadcast room, the three connected battlefields of sea, land, and air became more and more bloody. It seemed that a giant mammoth-like beast fell on the land, and then with a bang, it broke off the entire continental plate and sank directly to the bottom of the sea. But Suzaku's loud voice remained the same, and the violent energy was rising higher and higher under the stimulation of the fire coming from the ground. Suzaku flapped its wings, and its feathers fell down. Every place it landed was a dazzling sea of fire. Countless animal blood was scattered in every direction, and even alien species from the prehistoric era also appeared in the camera. Before. However, at this moment, everyone only noticed the Suzaku that was so burned by the open flame that it took away the color of the sky and the earth. I saw him rising and falling in the sky and the earth. His body was filled with divine power and radiant light. The white clouds in the sky were not like they were just burned red before, but were completely burned out. Flames like ocean waves filled the sky, and the red bird soared 90,000 miles away. A bird song filled the sky and the earth, and Suzaku spit out thousands of red clouds. However, the red clouds did not rush to the ground, but rushed out of the sky, and the monstrous divine fire burned directly through the sky. A corner of the eternally silent dark universe just appeared. The giant beast hiding on the outer planetary path roared and screamed in pain, and appeared in the red clouds of the sky. It turned out to be a three-headed hellhound. The anger in Suzaku's eyes was overwhelming, or maybe he believed that he was the king of the world, so he never paid attention to others. Before the hell dog could react, Suzaku swallowed it in one gulp. Belch. Suzaku burped, and the flames full of hostility fell across the world for hundreds of thousands of miles. This Suzaku is really powerful. It is indeed a giant beast that has never died. The white tiger was still thinking about whether to follow Yeshi to die, but as the Suzaku flame fell, it had no time to run away, so it could only speed up crazily and follow Yeshi. Wait for me, I'll go with you. What kind of Suzaku is this? It's so terrifying. All of us Blue Star people put together are not enough for each other to stuff their teeth into. Even if it were placed in our world, this Suzaku would be like a world-destroying existence. There are too many powerful people in this world. To be honest, I was chased by ferocious birds every day in Baidu and wanted to eat me. I have never encountered such a terrifying ferocious beast. It is probably a pure-blooded ancient alien Suzaku. When Yeshi saw the white tiger running from behind, he extinguished the flames burning on the opponent's body. He felt a little pity when he saw that the originally beautiful and shiny fur was burned into black charcoal. But after seeing those barrages in the live broadcast room, I still denied it. No. Well, you have some misunderstandings about this Suzaku. How to say? Yeshi looked a little distressed. The Suzaku we saw is not Suzaku, it's just called Suzaku, but it's not the Suzaku we thought it was. Is Brother Yes' new job to be the tongue twister of Blue Star Rap? If a bird looks like Suzaku, feels like Suzaku, and can spit fire like Suzaku, then it is undoubtedly Suzaku, not some other bird. The above person made me confused. Yeshi also saw these comments. He chose to say directly, is it possible that he is not a bird? But don't worry about it for now. Yeshi looked at the Suzaku spreading the flames of death under the sky, and then looked at the struggling and roaring beasts in the sea of fire, and said with a little emotion, it's a pity that I came to explore. Otherwise it's not bad to have a barbecue giant beast here. Besides, this is even more exciting than those buffets, you can eat as much as you want. What to eat, Chinese people? Me too. Tisk, I was thinking of picking up some barbecue giant beast meat to eat, but now it seems that this giant beast is not a pure flesh and blood life as I thought at the beginning. It is mixed with more technology product. Yeshi looked at an iron pipe that was about to melt, extinguished the flame on it, and then looked up at the camera and said so. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 242. I found that after I came to Yeshen's live broadcast room, the most common expression was shock, the most common symbols were question marks and exclamation points, and the most common place I visited was the underworld. Me too. But why is there such an iron pipe here? This is not in line with the positioning of this planet. Jin Mao Bei, Yeshen has reminded me before. He said that the Suzaku is not a Suzaku, nor a bird, so everyone should understand what it really is. 1,000 miles away, no, I don't understand. Yeshi took the half-burned iron pipe in his hand, looked at it casually, waved it, and did not answer the barrage. Instead, he looked at Baihu and asked, do you have something like this in your body? Baihu shook his head very quickly, only those junk little things that are no longer than 500 meters can have this kind of thing in their bodies, me. I think back then When Yeshi heard this, he looked up directly, and treated his subsequent words as if nothing happened. It seems that this planet is getting more and more interesting. I wonder if there will be more unexpected discoveries in the future. If nothing else happens, we should encounter it. If there is no accident, there will basically be an accident. Yeshi continued to walk forward. Suddenly I didn't know what to think of, and I looked back at Tomcat who was stepping on the flying saucer. But when Yeshi looked back at him, Tomcat excitedly waved to him. Hey, little Poseidon, do you want to talk to me? Yeshi turned back directly, without looking at the opponent for a second time. Instead, he let the white tiger find the path it had taken to the center of the earth in the battlefield where this giant beast had countless casualties. It made me laugh so hard, but this tomcat is really funny. Even Brother Ye walked away without looking back. He was still waving at Brother Ye's back. Tom, I am Jack. How did you find that embryo before? Logically speaking, this kind of thing should not be found by any beast in its developmental stage. How did you encounter it? Baihu grabbed the broken flesh and steel pipes on the ground and shoved them aside with a look of disgust. After hearing Yeshi's question, Baihu's Wangruo thought for a while. It was because Suzaku blasted the surface of the earth, and then those damn titans bullied me and pushed me down. All the strength in my body was used to fight against the energy coming from the center of the earth that would make the beasts tyrannical. I am only now so weak like this. Oh, are you going to face the embryo directly? Yeshi asked as usual, but saw the face of a big cat that turned 180 degrees in horror and felt aggrieved. What a straight man, no, straight God. Of course not, I just looked at it from a distance, but it is just that it has been constantly absorbing the power of the dead beasts and spreading its violent emotions, which has led to more and more wars. Well, not many. Even those who didn't fight much before joined in the fight, and many beasts died. Yeshi nodded. So you are now going to take me to the big pit created by Suzaku? Is that the shortcut you mentioned? Baihu didn't dare to speak, as if he didn't hear anything. I knew you were unreliable, but I didn't expect you to be so unreliable. Yeshi made a summary. Yeshi and Baihu stood in front of a sinkhole. This is the big pit that Suzaku burned out of the ground. When he saw this big pit, he thought of the abyss of the black sun he saw when he was in the polar regions. After thinking about it, he realized that it was definitely more terrifying. But as a weapon, this Suzaku is indeed extraordinary. White Tiger, go down directly from here. Yeshi exhaled a breath, then looked at the camera. We are about to start a new exploration again. I wonder what the center of the planet of Behemoth looks like. Thinking about it this way, I actually didn't even go to the center of the Earth in Blue Star, and I feel a little regretful. Yeshi touched his chin and pondered for a moment. But we'll talk about that later. Right now I'm still more interested in the embryo in front of me that seems to be sucking the life force of the entire planet. Let's go down. Yeshi was riding on the White Tiger and said this while looking at the live broadcast room. White Tiger. I think I can wait for you up there, but that's not the case for me. Baihu's tone was very righteous and righteous. Yeshi took out 2 tubes of giant beast genetic fluid. Baihu suddenly grinned, revealing his cold teeth, and his tone turned into a gentle female voice, you are really good at seeing animals. Sit down, I'll take you down right now. The arena is not about fighting and killing, but about human relationships. JPG. Baihu, some people may laugh at me, but I got the genetic fluid while establishing a good relationship with Brother Ye. You can only laugh at me through the internet cable, but I won twice. I am God. 6. Qin Shiwang touched the wire, right. Win the pot. What kind of new era remarks? Hoo hoo. The howling wind sounded at Baihu's feet. The clouds follow the dragon and the wind follows the tiger. The white tiger made the most of the wind, just like what the myth says, riding the wind and floating. Yeshi sat on the white tiger, and at this glance, the temperament of the Taoist master could no longer be concealed. Crack, crack, crack. At this moment, I don't know how many people kept this scene. This time, Yeshen was wearing clothes that looked like Taoist robes. Oh, that Taoist master temperament could not be hidden. I remember that you have an orthodox heavenly master on Blue Star. Such a misty fairy temperament, even clouds fell down, which made it look like a fairy on earth. Yeshi glanced at the side where the fight was still going on. A blue-eyed monkey swung the iron pipe pulled out from the giant beast, directly breaking up the thick clouds in pieces, and then blew them to Yeshi's side. This wind swept away the clouds. If it were an ordinary person, it would be smashed directly. And the white tiger, which had not recovered its strength, was a little bit overwhelmed. It regretted not swallowing the 2 bottles of gene fluid directly before. But with a move of Guangzhou, all the clouds and attacks towards the side all stopped. At this moment, this area seemed to have been paused. Hua wah wah. 5 seconds later, all the attacks and power fluctuations all fell down and landed on the spot. Wow, so cool. Brother, yeah, you are, my God. This scene is so cool, it is hundreds of times more ethereal and cool than flying with a sword. Flying the sword and riding the wind. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 243. The viewers watching the live broadcast in the live broadcast room saw that thousands of light waves seemed to come from all directions, and Yeshi was at the center of all directions. Countless attacks rushed towards Yeshi, and these attacks seemed to be stopped by an inexplicable force for a moment, and then they fell like rain all over the sky at the same time. All around Yeshi, there were attacks falling down. Some of them dug through the ground, some of them directly made a big pit, and some of them cracked mountains and rubble. However, only Yeshi's area was safe and sound. The breeze rose and blew the Taoist robes. He sat sideways on Baihu and faced the live broadcast room. He said in a faint voice, "Okay, it's settled, let's go down." When Baihu was in a daze, preparing to face his 36th death, a trance-like voice from outside rang in his ears. The originally unruly white tiger now widened its eyes and turned its head 180 degrees in disbelief. "Why are you so powerful? Can you still grow bigger, or are you just as small as you are now? How can you produce such a powerful force at such a small size? What kind of energy do you usually eat? Recommend it? I want to become this powerful too. Wow, I feel like you can knock those titans away with just one arm. How about it? Have you considered staying here with me? From now on, the entire planet will be our back garden. Why don't you speak? Please answer my questions quickly." Yeshi's head hurt a little. He didn't really feel what it was like to have 500 ducks quacking in his ears, but now he felt very clearly the pain of 500 little white tigers quacking. All in all, I don't want to experience it a second time. Can you stop being so noisy? Baihu, I didn't carry you down, and I didn't affect your progress. Look, do you think it's good? The master's aura fell apart at this time. No, the white tiger is also a tall beast, but each mountain is taller than the other. This proverb is very suitable to be used here. Another person who originally looked up to the sky was impressed by our Yeshen's high-end personality charm. Me too. The whistling wind did not come from the ground, or even from the underground, but blew along the wind beneath the white tiger's feet. However, Yeshi did not move at all under the strong wind, and not even a strand of hair was blown. On the contrary, all the thick fur of the white tiger was blown back. At a glance, it still looked like a tiger. Not yet. How powerful is Suzaku? We have already talked about the center of the earth. If it is so easy to get to the center of the earth, why don't you go live there and show it to me? No need, I just think that the power of the Suzaku is too high compared to the power of other giant beasts. In addition to what Brother Yes said before, I am thinking, what is the Suzaku? Kick the door frame, it's something you can't reach. 1,000 miles away, the simplest bad mouth, the most ultimate enjoyment. The size of this behemoth planet is dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of times larger than any other planets we have seen before. Therefore, the road to the center of the earth is also unexpectedly long. And Yeshi had no way to directly send himself in through the bug. He could only say that it was a good thing he found a coolie early, otherwise he would really have no patience. However, as we went all the way down, Yashi occasionally looked at these different rock layers, but could feel that these things existed for a very short time, as if they had just grown out. Besides, there are also many purely artificial products in the nature of iron blocks mixed in the rock layer. This planet is indeed not just a planet of giant beasts. The more in depth you understand, the more you can find many artificial traces. I have a bold guess about this. I'm afraid this beast planet was not formed naturally, but was created by life. Is this a guess? This is the truth. The vastness of the star sea is hard to imagine. It's only natural that the planet of behemoths is man-made. That's too abnormal. If the planet of behemoths is man-made, what about these behemoths? Good question, don't ask next time. Golden clam, it may not be artificial, it may be other alien life forms. Is it the same as the template of our blue star people? The creators of the planet of behemoths also created these behemoths according to their own templates. Taoist priest wicked, what are you surprised about? I have to go out, not even Baidu. Peng Wei, just keep typing, where are the people? Yashi looked at the barrage and there were various speculations, but there were not many who questioned it, but it was not beyond his expectation. It's the kind of barrage that speculates that the behemoth template is the template for the creation of civilization. Yashi could only say, you are thinking too much. The white tiger was still going deep into the ground, and the sound of violent breathing was extremely prominent in this open place. As he came down, they also discovered that they were not the only ones in this passage. There are many other beasts, but they are all dead. No wonder the little titan in the sea keeps telling me that the behemoth planet is in chaos, with titans dying everywhere. I just came down and have seen 5 titan corpses. Titans can't be resurrected like behemoths, and I don't know if there will be any titans left after this death. Yashi looked at the camera and sighed. You don't have to worry about this, their titan ancestral land is very special, and it seems that it can maintain the number of the tribe. After saying this, Behu thought of something abnormal. No, you are not a titan. How did you get the herbs from the titan ancestral land? This herb is very precious, could it be, actually you are a titan? Behu fell into deep thought. Yashi touched his chin, so that place is the titan ancestral land, I thought, powerful energy is endless. Behu. Some titans who are fighting. What space thief? Bold, can explorers' things be called stealing? That was to collect some materials as a souvenir, or to conduct research. How come such a noble act sounds so wrong in your mouth? I suggest you copy Yeshen's quotations 1,000 times. If you can't copy them, I will send you to the Sun Star to accompany Dao. What kind of person is this? I often see living bodhisattvas, but why did I see you twice when I saw the living king of hell? Living king of hell, I am here. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 244. As the white tiger continued to speed up and borrow the power of the wind, Yashi could feel that he was getting closer and closer to a life. Or, Yashi was not sure whether this was a life. From time to time, a stream of light flashed through Yeshi's open eyes. This was because he wanted to see the energy veins in the ground. In the eyes of the audience in the live broadcast room, although the underground was a little strange, it was not more terrifying than the bodies of the giant beasts that had been killed. They didn't know how many giant beasts there were in the whole world, but just from the big hole blown up by the vermilion bird, there were countless giant beasts that had died inside. This planet is devouring and digesting the bodies of these giant beasts after they died, but a large part of the energy has been drawn to the center of the earth. The world in Yeshi's eyes was completely different from what everyone saw. He saw the net, or the meridians and blood vessels. These blood vessels overlapped with each other, but did not interfere with each other. The source of the blood vessels came from the center of the earth, and then spread to the entire planet. In front of Yeshi, he saw a world of blood-colored nets, and felt the beating of these blood vessels, which was the beating sound of the heart in the embryo in the center of the earth. Because the place where they are now is probably the closest place to the embryo in the center of the earth, and Suzaku doesn't know what's wrong with him, and he throws corpses in here from time to time. The flow rate of energy in the blood vessels is getting faster and faster, and the beating sound of the embryo's heart is also getting faster and faster. Zilong. The style of this name is actually very similar to other giants on the giant beast planet. I don't know if this life detector code named Zilong has any relationship with the civilization that established the giant beast planet. Abyss, everyone is related to the abyss, right? Yeshi was thinking. The white tiger had already stopped with him. If we go down further, we will have to squeeze into the interior of the planet, but it's too hard to squeeze in there. The constant pressure makes it impossible for the beast to go down, except for me. Except for me, only Xuanhuan and Zuk can enter the center of the earth. But my strength has not recovered yet, I can't take you down. You can go down, but you can't come back. Beihu's tone was unexpectedly sincere, and he didn't forget to brag about himself even with such sincerity. Go down, it's okay, I'll help you block the pressure around you, you just need to follow your previous route. Yeshi said this after hearing Beihu's words. Beihu didn't hesitate and rushed directly. This is 1 in 10,000 hesitations. Good life, reward. After entering the real rock layer, because of Yeshi's words, everyone realized how exaggerated the fight between these giant beasts was. Of course, the most exaggerated one was Suzaku, whose fire could burn here. This is the memory metal made by advanced civilization. Yeshi had actually noticed it a long time ago, but now that he was facing these metals close to the center of the earth, he finally understood what the original body or the system was talking about. With this ore, even if Yeshi took action, the other party could still recover. As Yeshi said these words, many people in the live broadcast room expressed their disbelief. You call this ore, even the innate spiritual treasures are not so exaggerated. Laughing, you are narrow-minded, why don't you talk about the Jade Book of Creation? Which planet has this kind of ore? I am Qin Shi Huang, please teleport me there when I come back, I will appoint you as a general. Yang Shugwang, this is not just a simple strategic material, it is the cornerstone of civilization. ALA country, the biological composite ore from the last time has not been found yet, the technological development of these alien civilizations is too advanced. Kicking the door frame, although our technology has not improved, we have clicked on another civilization line, why don't we cultivate together? Because of Yeshi's help, Beihu is not as difficult as last time. But this also reminds Yeshi that his current strength is completely unable to mold a giant beast, and although he can penetrate the Earth's core once, he cannot completely destroy it. It seems that the strength is still not enough. Sense of security decreases -100 million. Yeshi decided to start fighting after an expedition, otherwise his sense of security would be bankrupt. We're here. Yeshi was still thinking about how far he was from the giant beast civilization when he heard a calm female voice. At this time, they were not at the center of the earth, but at the edge of the center of the earth. The white tiger had seen the embryo of the center of the earth from here before, so he wanted to run away as far as possible to avoid being as stupid as Suzaku and being used as food without knowing it. Of course, this was all said by the white tiger himself. However, no one paid attention to what the white tiger said. They just looked in the same direction as Yeshi. It was an egg made of blood vessels visible to the naked eye. This egg had swallowed the entire center of the earth. The top 4 layers were black, and the remaining 6 layers were red. The black was slowly eating away the red. The sound of the heartbeat in the egg also rang in everyone's ears, bringing their heartbeats to the same frequency as the heartbeat in the egg. It's just that this frequency is too fast, and mortals can't support this level of frequency. For a time, countless people felt as if their hearts were about to jump out of their chests, and even covered their hearts in pain. However, with their previous experience, they all understood what the culprit was, and that was the live broadcast room in front of them. But some people have become more aware of how big the gap is between themselves and Yeshi. No one will even consider the gap between themselves and Yeshi now, because it is so big that it is difficult for mortals to even pursue the idea of pursuing it. However, even so, they also don't want to be separated by hundreds of millions of light years, but they can't even stand the screen of a live broadcast room. This is too weak. And Yeshi looked at the embryo in front of him. The abyss, and the power of the abyss. He sighed, then looked at the screen in the live broadcast room. I finally discovered that this abyss appears more frequently than the heaven. It's a bit ridiculously high. But why does this kind of power appear on the planet of beasts? Yeshi shook his head and wanted to take a closer look. At this time, Baihu shook his head crazily. We can't go any further. Something's going to happen. Abyss again? Then there should be a heaven here too. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 245. Send. Will something happen if we go any further? Will something happen to you? Yeshi looked at the giant egg in the distance whose heart was beating so fast that he said this directly without lowering his eyes. Of course. Do you think I'm worried about you? As soon as Baihu said the word of course, he felt the 2 tubes of hot gene fluid on his lips, and the words on his lips took a turn, and then said. Of course I'm worried about you. If you get closer, not only will your mind be easily polluted by the power emitted by the embryo, but the power of the planet's core will also be more intense. Even an extraordinary beast cannot withstand the superposition of 2 pressures. Suzaku, it should be because of the superposition of these 2 reasons that its mind is, but it may also be simply because it is stupid, unlike me who is so observant. Yeshi. He looked at Baihu with a questioning look, looked at Baihu for a few times, and then continued. Let's go, don't worry about this matter, get closer, I want to know what happened inside. Just as Baihu was about to make a final struggle for his life, he saw Yeshi put his hand on his head, and a strange power poured into his body. With the injection of this power, the white tiger's body continued to grow larger and larger, expanding the area inside the planet, the center of the Earth, which was originally shrinking. From being only several times larger than an ordinary tiger, it became a giant beast of about a kilometer, majestic, and it really looked a bit like the legendary ancient mythical beast white tiger. There was a hint of coldness in the white tiger's eyes. Although it had reached the windless place underground, wind areas and energy fields were formed under its feet and around its body. Okay, boss, when do you need me to kill? White tiger, although I don't know who you are, and I don't know who I am, I will show my power, you all watch me. Send. Yeshi looked at the white tiger's hair shaking all over his body, and the tiger's spirit was completely different from before, revealing a very heavy and light murderous aura. You change your face so quickly. Boss, beasts don't have faces. The white tiger blinked his beast pupils. He looked extremely fierce, but he ran here to act cute. The long eyelashes on his upper eyelids were longer than Yeshi's hands. The tail of the 1,000-meter-high beast swayed, and he looked very well behaved. The white tiger had completely forgotten how he had treated Yeshi before, and what he had said before. The whole beast was really like a domestic kitten, and he took the initiative to stretch his head and get close to Yeshi's hands. Kick the doorframe, fist, I am ashamed of myself. 1,000 miles without staying, being a human is to have face, but being a beast is not necessary. When the white tiger felt Yeshi's hand touching his head, he showed an extremely intoxicated expression, but his vertical pupils looked at the embryo not far ahead with an extremely cold look. The wind followed the white tiger, and the white tiger controlled the wind. After a few steps, they had entered the overlapping red blood vessels, but only Yeshi could see the scene. This embryo has swallowed the entire core of the earth, but it has not been completely digested. Look at this egg, there are still those metal lines we saw along the way. And these black and red, the red should be the power of the egg itself, and the black is the power from the abyss. By the way, Behu, have you ever seen the power of the abyss? Yeshi's sudden question made Behu drool and slightly confused, his big tiger pupils widened, and the whole beast pupils shook. Oh, this, maybe. Behu, although I don't understand, but I mean it. It seems like I can't answer questions in class. In fact, to sum up, Behu's answer is right, but I feel that if it said this to Yeshen, it would be slapped into a pulp with a slap. It's okay to tease the tiger's whiskers, but if you just perfunctorily answer brother yeah, then the big cat will swallow you in one bite, smirk. When Yeshi heard this answer, he glanced at the white tiger. Seeing that the other party was staring at the whole embryo with greedy eyes and drooling all over the floor, he couldn't bear to watch it. Okay, don't answer anymore. Stand here and don't move. I'll go up and take a look. The white tiger nodded frantically, yeah, boss, okay, you're right, I think so too, and then what? Yeshi. He looked back strangely, and with a snap, he slapped the white tiger back 3,000 meters, which made it completely sober from its greedy state of confusion. Ah, boss, I wasn't talking just now. I was confused by this egg. I'll wait for you here, boss. Hearing the white tiger's roar from a distance, Yeshi chose to ignore it directly. This embryo doesn't look like a product of this planet. It's even more like this egg was fished out of the abyss and thrown onto this planet. Of course there's also the possibility that this egg jumped out of the abyss on its own initiative and came to this planet. I smell a hint of conspiracy. Kick the doorframe. I think that anyone who is a human should know that this is a complete conspiracy when they hear what Behu said, and when Suzaku and other giant beasts are affected you still need to smell it. The food is fed to your mouth, but you still won't eat it. Oh my god, there are such stupid people in the world, it's so stupid that it makes people look sideways. I can't stand it. How can there be such a bad-mouthed person in the world? Is there anyone crowdfunding to assassinate him? Golden hair shell, I always feel that Yeshen has more important information that he hasn't said. Did he see it in some ancient book? I am God, this wave of excuses has been found. Is it an ancient book from the giant beast planet? I understand Yeshen must have collected information before. Tell us quickly, we can accept anything. Me too. Yeshi. You think too much. I didn't see any ancient books. I just felt something different about this planet during my observations along the way. From the iron pipe-like things you saw on the ground battlefield, and the structure of the underground rock layer after entering the underground, you should be able to understand that this planet is not naturally grown. If you want to say it grew naturally, then I have no objection. But based on my speculation, I'm afraid there is nothing purely natural on this entire planet. Yeshi paused. No, I should be the most natural existence in it. The planet is not natural, and the giant beast is not natural. No, the most important point of this sentence is that the egg in front of you is not natural either. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 246. Is that so? Anyway, I can't see anything. Yes, that's it. In fact, it was expected long before, because how can a normal planet recover after exploding? This does not conform to the principle of entropy increase. Although I don't understand, I think it's awesome. Yes, Some of you speculated before that the giant beast planet is not natural, and some people suspected the origin of the giant beast because of the traces of the battlefield on the ground. I can tell you now that your guesses are all correct. And this point was confirmed when I saw the embryo in front of me. She looked at the camera without blushing and made the following remarks. The entire giant beast planet was man-made, and at least 3 different cosmic level minerals have been used, which is why the entire giant beast planet is so unique. And few of the lives on the giant beast planet are naturally formed. This entire giant beast planet should be a special breeding farm? Or perhaps a weapons farm? Personally, this looks more like a planet for cultivating weapons, because each giant beast has an incredible huge size and the power to match it. This is more like a war preparation station, and it is extremely high-end, and can participate in the Star Sea battle, giant beast type, armed weapons. When Yeshi's last word fell, all the places where the live broadcast rooms existed were all quiet, and even the demon mosquitoes on the Baidu side were concentrating, not even flapping their wings once, staring at the live broadcast room with the buzzing sound completely gone. There was also a rabbit with red eyes, holding a piece of green rusty copper and listening to Yeshi's live broadcast with his ears erect. Weapons, is this weapon used to attack Baidu? The rabbit asked this question, and at the same time opened his soft hands, as if typing on an empty keyboard. Is it a weapon for attacking Baidu? Can you send it over quickly? I can't wait any longer. I was going to scold which person on Blue Star was so wicked, but it turns out that the IP belongs to Baidu, so it's okay. Family members laughed. Weapons, what Yeji meant was that this world of giant beasts is an arsenal, specially designed to make weapons like giant beasts. Damn, then what level has the biotechnology of this civilization reached? It's too scary. I just wanted to say that the technology tree of this civilization was wrong, but after an analogy, it should be ours. Oh, it's okay. Anyway, we have started to cultivate immortals. But, just like the person in Baidu said, who are these weapons made to deal with? Any weapon that is manufactured, or even just in the planning stage, must have an intended target. So tell me, this kind of terrifying giant beast weapon, a giant beast is enough to destroy a low-level civilization from a planet like Blue Star, is it really the monsters from Baidu? IP address, Zhiwei Star Domain. Yeshi was silent for a moment, and began to look at the patterns on the egg, and combined with the reminders of the system to speculate what the unknown civilized creatures inside encountered when they went to the abyss, and why they went down to explore. After investigating for a while, Yeshi raised his head again and looked at the live broadcast room. And all kinds of speculations in the live broadcast room have become rampant, with all kinds of messy stories. There is even a king who has begun to serialize several chapters of novels about the events of the giant beast planet in the barrage of the live broadcast room. These people are really energetic. Yeshi had to admire it. However, he looked at these speculations and shook his head. All your speculations are very fascinating. But unfortunately, all the guesses are wrong. It's so funny. Unlike me, I choose to wait for the answer directly instead of making guesses with insufficient IQ. Indeed, I also admit that my IQ is very problematic, so I will never be slapped in the face. But someone said it before, I don't know if it's a person, it's very right. Every weapon has already thought about the target of attack from the beginning of design, and top biological weapons like Suzaku and White Tiger have very obvious tendencies. Your speculations are a bit too imaginative, but the truth is often so simple. The weapons of the giant beast planet are made just for an enemy that has never existed, but they are worried about the existence of gods, which is relatively different from the civilization that created the giant beast planet. Every giant beast except the Titan is a god hunter, and Suzaku and White Tiger are the top god hunters. There is only one purpose for existence, that is, God. A certain underwater temple, it's broken, I feel a chill on my back and I'm very scared. Is there anyone to save me? What does this god mean? I don't think it's right. We have seen so many gods. Why does Brother Ye say that the civilization is worried about non-existent enemies, that is, gods? Kicking the doorframe, is it possible? It's only because of God Ye that you can see different planetary life and different civilizations in the starry sea. No way. Don't really think you have seen a god after watching a live broadcast. It's funny, those can't even stop the pollution of trillions of light years away. How do you think gods are common, and you've seen so many gods, you've seen nothing? Whoever drags this bastard out and beats him to death, I'll offer a saint treasure. Bye bye to Star Region. Actually, I just discovered this. When I was transmitting divine power to the white tiger, I noticed that the structure in its body was so exquisite that it was natural. Generally, when I use this word, you should understand that it is not natural at all. Don't think that the human body is so exquisite. It's not. Many organs of humans in the process of evolution are just passable. They are definitely not like the white tiger, where every part of the body is not wasted. In short, the human body made by nature is a mud castle, while the structure inside and outside the white tiger is a high-tech made by top craftsmen. This is the first time I've seen someone talk down to himself like this. Wait, Brother Ye mentioned divine power. If that's the case, the god that the white tiger wants to kill, could it be a god like Brother Ye? White tiger, do I look like I can kill? Yang Xuanhuan, it is a great civilization, but it is a pity that we can only see the remains of such a civilization. Alegio, I would rather the giant beast planet is just an ordinary arsenal made by an advanced civilization, and I don't want the civilization that can make such a giant beast to disappear completely to the point where it has no chance to activate its own weapons. I am God, however, there is no difference between the two possibilities you said. Yeshi also sighed. Who told you that the civilization has no chance to activate its own weapons? He raised his eyes and looked at the pair of animal eyes like red glass under the sky. At this time, the evil spirit in his eyes had completely disappeared. With a bird's cry, the huge wings that covered the sky fell a corner in the camera. A light and burning red bird feather fell next to Yeshi. There is fire. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 247. The vermilion bird came from the sky with an endless flame. During this long period of time, there has always been a pair of eyes in the flames watching them. And the owner of these eyes is undoubtedly this true vermilion bird that has never died since the beginning of the world. When the flames fell along with the wings, the white tiger roared and blocked the vermilion bird. The wind and clouds rose, and the two beasts confronted each other, with endless murderous auras surging out. What, when did you catch up? This vermilion bird wants to steal the tower, right? It has been following behind for so long. If it weren't for my brother Yeswit, we wouldn't know that there is this thing behind us. Is it here for the egg in the center of the earth? Yeshi's sight met the vermilion bird's animal pupils. The blood in the other's pupils had disappeared without a trace, leaving only clarity and coldness. This Suzaku, as expected, I knew it was unusual from the beginning. Now it seems that it's not just unusual in the ways I thought. Riddler, please die. Oh, brother, yeah, it's okay then. Arkham Hospital said this gentleman is a normal person. Please don't describe a normal person with the three shallow, ignorant, and stupid descriptions of Riddler. White impermanence, indeed, I think so too. Get out of the way. He has no ill intentions. Even if he has ill intentions, it's useless. Everyone, come and see this egg breaking. It's just right. It's more lively with more people. I am God, what authentic dragon country flavor. Tactical retreat. Brother, yeah, it doesn't matter, I will take action, smirk. When Behu heard Yeshi's words, he immediately got out of the way. It seemed that hesitating for 1/1000th of a second was disrespectful to Yeshi. The main thing was that the pressure was too great. Why didn't it realize that Suzaku was so fierce before? Aren't they all similar? Behu muttered in his heart. Zuck stared at Yeshi for a while, then looked at the giant egg. Neither the man nor the beast wanted to start the conversation, or rather, they didn't have the desire to communicate at all. The giant beast planet is a giant arsenal, and everyone should know this. And it is not as simple as imagine to manufacture these top-notch god hunters. Or, to put it more directly, the civilization that created the giant beast planet has never seen a god, not even an enemy, so how can it create weapons that can hunt gods? So at the beginning, their goal was to first create a god similar to their concept, and then let the weapons slaughter these people. In this way, they can create god hunters that only exist in imagination. Yeshi moved his eyes away from the egg and looked at the camera in the live broadcast room again. Everyone should have reacted to what I said. The battlefield we saw is the battlefield where the gods fell, which is the arsenal made by the god hunters. This wave is killing itself and maximizing the efficiency of utilization. Shocked, I really didn't expect that there is such an operation. Capitalists of Blue Star, look at them and then look at you. They use you as their raw materials, their masters and their weapons, but what about you? You only know how to squeeze us leaks, can't you squeeze the raw materials? I support it, whoever opposes it will die. Very good, I suggest squeezing oil and letting the oil refine what you need. Oil, you are so noble, you are amazing. Golden-haired shellfish, so, these giant beasts were gods at the beginning, and they became weapons after being killed, but I remember that this planet has been blown up many times. Are there any giant beasts that have not become weapons? They don't exist anymore generally. When the planet is destroyed, the gods are powerless to save it. Indeed, they don't exist, they have become hunting weapons. Yeshi saw this comment and nodded very naturally. Yes, of course they still exist. Golden-haired shellfish. Yunran is me, I asked the question for him, then why are you nodding? Pangbo, how many years has this planet been around? Hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, even hundreds of millions of years. On such a planet full of martial virtue, he can still keep himself immortal. Could it be a Titan? Of course not a Titan. Titans are not native life forms of this planet, nor are they weapons or gods bred by this planet. I said, don't you know? It's so obvious, it's the Suzaku in front of you, so big, far away in the sky and close at hand. It can be confused by this egg, and the white tiger can stay awake. You told me that the only native god of the giant beast planet, the giant beast that has never died since the birth of the planet, is Suzaku. Kick the doorframe, you are pretending, can't you hear that? You are all acting, right? I am the only one who stupidly took it seriously, right? Dear, yes. After saying this, Yeshi looked at the Suzaku that was still hanging in the sky, slightly raising its head. Behu, Suzaku, you haven't died once? How is that possible? Have you reached nirvana? Impossible. I've died 3 times. Does that mean you're 3 levels better than me? Impossible. I've died the least. Xuanhuan, who is so good at saving his life, has died more than a dozen times. This isn't animal science. How did you do it? Suzaku opened his mouth and made a bird cry. He did not speak, or rather, he did not care about this low-level communication at all. Yeshi glanced at the helpless and furious white tiger and translated casually. Suzaku means, of course it's because I'm strong and you're weak. After saying this, Yeshi looked at the giant egg. This egg was already as big as a continent on Earth. It's conceivable how small Yeshi would be standing next to it. However, with such a big difference in size, Yeshi stood next to the giant egg, but he didn't look small at all, but made the giant egg look much darker. This was not only felt by the beasts at the scene, but also by the people watching the live broadcast in the 10 Directions world. This is not to say that they still worship Yeshi, but this feeling is a fact. The size difference is not even comparable to the difference in life level. I had previously speculated that this giant egg might have bred some mysterious species. I can only say that there are too many technological civilizations in the starry sea. The egg in front of me is not a natural embryo, or the infancy of any creature, but a self-repairing, recuperation cabin. If I must use the corresponding words to describe it, there is no doubt that this egg is a very special recuperation cabin in technological civilization. In short, the crisp applause sounded in the live broadcast room, and he looked at the camera with a surprised face and said, "Congratulations. You have seen a brand new alien again." "Thank you, no thanks. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white-bone dragon pond." Author, Xuanhuan Hai. Chapter 248. The expression on my dead mother's dead father's face is like returning home, so familiar. Okay, I understand. It turns out that things that seem to be fantasy are actually related to science fiction. Then when we go to that kind of science fiction planet, will we find out in the end that they actually inherited the legacy of a great cultivator of immortality? Brother, yeah, Zingai is very possible. This egg is not a real egg, this embryo is not a real embryo, and if this planet is going to explode, is it really going to explode? It's a very good summary, so there's no need to summarize it again next time. So, what was born from the planet of beasts was not a mythical beast, but an alien. I'm so pale, I don't conform to the Blue Star novel theory. Yeshi was already close, raised his head, and touched the dome. When he got closer, he could already feel the vigorous vitality in the dome, but it was not until he completely touched it with his hand that he could fully realize the nearly endless vitality swallowed up in it. The vitality in this egg can be compared with the energy that the Kunlun sacred tree can handle in a month. After Yeshi said this, the entire live broadcast room suddenly became quiet. At this moment, even though they are in different worlds, there are too many conflicts and wars between each other. All the live broadcast friends who have scolded each other for thousands of years are looking at Yeshi with strange expressions in their eyes, or saying something on their lips. The hand that was about to type paused for a moment. "You deserve to die." In the empty live broadcast room, a lonely barrage appeared. "Hello, your account has been banned for 360 million days. Please be cautious in your speech and actions in the future." A friendly reminder from live broadcast room assistant Kraken. Puff. "Ah, the moon is so beautiful today." Someone said this while looking at the sky in broad daylight. Kunlun sacred tree, grass. I still want to say, Yeshen, do you know how much harm your such frivolous words can do to us? I only know that there is a Jianmu in the legendary Fixian star, but you are going too far. The alien egg has worked hard through all kinds of deceit and abduction. It took me countless years to finally collect the energy in this egg. How many times do you think this is the energy your tree can handle in a month? If Dan is conscious, he should want to kill people. Kick the doorframe. Wrong again, run away immediately. Ding, congratulations to the host, the exploration of the Behemoth planet map has increased by 30%. And the overall progress is now 75%. Ding, congratulations to the host for unlocking the third puzzle piece of the Behemoth star. The reward is 50 kilograms of hunting primordial ore, x 10 kg of force ore, x 10 kg of biological composite ore, x1 of the hunting god weapon development plan, x1 of the heavenly beast manufacturing plan, and XIS 5597 star manufacturing diagram. X1, Behemoth Map Fragments. X2. Behemoth Star Illustrated Book, The Core of the Original Body, the 456th Floor of the Abyss. The core of the original body, the core and core of the Earth constructed of pure original body ores. The specific functions have been explained before, so I won't make too many statements. Level 456 of the Abyss, congratulations. You have obtained the Abyss icon of the second layer. However, you need to be reminded that the Abyss is a place with no bottom line, and the power you rely on is very likely to fail in it. Although you can return to the world that exists in your memory, but during this process, you are also very likely to be eroded by the abyss and the existence in the abyss. The God Hunter Development Plan, a handwritten plan for the scientists of this civilization to fight against an enemy that doesn't exist and has never been seen before, that is, a god. The first version, please read it carefully. Celestial Beast Manufacturing Plan, this is a plan that has been abandoned. However, there are still more reference plans for the creation of species. Although the attempt failed, it was because they did not have enough materials for experiments. Xi 5597 star, the number given by the civilization to the behemoth star. When Yeshi's hand touched the dome, this sound rang in his ears. Different from the previous relatively relaxed reminder, this time, Yeshi felt the extremely cautious meaning in the system reminder. Abyss, abyss. It seems that there is no involvement of heaven here. Yeshi thought of this and didn't know whether he should be happy or unhappy. However, his vigilance towards the abyss had been raised to the maximum. Almost instantly, he thought of the black sun rising and setting from the abyss that he had seen when he was at the Blue Star Polar region. Fortunately, I didn't rush in directly, otherwise I would have said goodbye to this universe and went to the abyss for a live broadcast. Suzaku was still staring at the dome, turning a blind eye to Yeshi's behavior. And this has certainly been observed, and various possible conjectures have been made. Abyss, what is it like in the abyss? The lava abyss under the sea and the black sun abyss. Are there any connections between these abyss? Yeshi took his hand back and murmured to himself. It feels like Yeshen has discovered some great secrets again, but we know nothing about these secrets. Kick the doorframe, curiosity killed the cat. We all know that pollution can directly pollute you regardless of time and space. You are still interested in these secrets. What kind of thriller protagonist? Of course I wouldn't dare to do it alone, but it's not like I have people from 10 worlds watching it with me. Besides, there's also brother yet. I don't know when this egg will hatch. From my experience of raising chickens and hatching eggs for 60 years, this egg is already very ripe and will hatch soon. We are discussing phoenixes here, and you are talking to me about raising chickens. It's broken, it's really broken. No, this is too efficient right away, right? In fact, this egg should still have a few decades to hatch successfully, but because Yeshi, he personally gave this alien egg a strong sense of threat, the alien inside was already a little bit unbearable, so it was ready to hatch in advance. In an instant, White Tiger suddenly rushed in front of Yeshi. Boss! Ride on me quickly, I'll take you away. 6. I understand. Behu's boasting about how powerful he was before may not be true, but he must be the one who can survive the most on this planet. Yeshi patted Behu's head speechlessly, but still sat on the comfortable cushion of Behu. Why are you running? Keep watching and see what will come out after the shell breaks. Yeshi looked at the egg in front of him with interest. Crack, crack, crack. There were more and more cracks on the egg. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 249. Crack, crack, crack. The sound of the giant egg breaking became louder and louder. In the end, not only Yeshi and his companions in the center of the earth could hear it, but also the entire world of giant beasts could hear this heavenly sound. Yeshi thought about it, and for the sake of convenience, he automatically switched the live broadcast mode and cut one of the live broadcast perspectives into the outer space mode. Therefore, at the same time, everyone in the live broadcast room saw the changes of the giant beast planet from the center of the Earth and the universe at the same time. The entire center of the Earth was expanding rapidly, and the sound of the eggshell breaking became louder and louder. From the universe, the giant beast planet that was like a gestating embryo actually made a baby-like cry at this time, and then cracks began to appear on the planet's shell. It seemed that as the giant egg in the center of the Earth broke its shell, the entire giant beast planet would also break its shell and give birth to new life. This scene reminded me of a very familiar myth and legend. I wonder if you have thought of it. Pangu, the world was chaotic like a chicken egg, and Pangu was born in it after 18,000 years. The world was opened up, the yang was clear and the sky was clear, and the yin was turbid and the earth was clear. I don't know if a life similar to Pangu will really hatch out. Brother Ye said it was an alien egg. Don't mention Pangu. Originally, as a cosmic environmentalist, I would definitely hit Brother Ye hard if he was indifferent to a dying life source star, but this planet will recover. It's okay, let's just watch the fireworks. It's so funny, I just watched the other side being blown up because I knew this planet would come back, otherwise I would have shed 2 crocodile tears. It seems the continents of the entire giant beast planet have cracked like eggshells, and they are constantly falling down. Endless continents have fallen into the ocean and even floated outside of outer space. Yeshi, Suzaku, and Behu have already stopped under the sky. The entire giant beast planet has begun to collapse everywhere. Now you can see the silent and dark universe by just looking around. Boss, you haven't seen a planet explode yet. I tell you, it's so beautiful. I didn't expect to see it this time. This is a specialty that only our planet has. Oh, you are still proud, right? Mother Planet, you are a disobedient son. You are so mad at me. Get out of here right now. It seems that when the Mother Planet exploded, the beasts should at least sigh and remember it. Even if they can recover, they should also show their sadness a little. How come you turned it into watching fireworks? Mother Planet exploded equals watching fireworks. I am so filial. It is really a great filial piety. Golden Hair Shell, do you feel that Yeshen and the Suzaku are waiting for something? Is it my illusion? Why does it feel like the Suzaku is also looking forward to watching the fireworks? People of the same family are like one another. Smirk. Brother Ye seems to want to watch the fireworks, and I also want to watch the fireworks. Good fellow, so do I. Yeshi was waiting for the giant beast planet to explode. To be more precise, he was waiting for the life explorer of the unknown civilization codenamed Zalong to break out of the egg. He wanted to have a friendly exchange with the other party. But what is the Suzaku waiting for? He looked at the Suzaku with the scorching divine light over there, and could even feel the excitement that was about to overflow from him, and fell into deep thought. I'm waiting for the planet to explode. What is Suzaku waiting for? Why do I feel that the Suzaku is more impatient than me? Yeshi muttered to the camera. Filial piety, filial piety. Suzaku, to be honest, I have been rubbing my hands and waiting for a long time, meow. The prophet upstairs, I'll cut first. Bang. While several people were waiting, fireworks really started to be set off inside the planet. The giant beasts had already run to outer space, fighting in outer space while caring about when their mother planet would explode. All the volcanoes on the seabed erupted together, the magma under the ground was already shoulder to shoulder with the sky, the waves were getting higher and higher, and the mountains all collapsed. The giant egg had grown to half the size of the entire giant beast planet, causing Yeshi and his team to keep retreating. From outer space, the entire giant beast planet had completely changed its appearance, as if it had a new shell, and the entire outer pattern was exactly the same as the egg. Those weird black patterns and red blood permeated the entire giant beast planet. Now, the shell of the entire egg has been broken in half, but Yeshi did not sense any alien life in it, but felt a strong, abyssal breath. Although the giant egg has merged with the entire giant beast planet, Yeshi and his team have already stood in outer space. From the live broadcast room, it can be clearly seen that the giant beast planet is constantly expanding, and the outer edge has broken into an irregular shape, like a huge inflatable balloon. Rumble. A sound exploded. The last crackling sound rang out. The egg finally broke through the shell. She couldn't help but sigh, looking at the live broadcast room, and complained. I'm really speechless. I've been waiting for this alien egg to hatch for a whole day. It makes me feel like I'm standing outside the delivery room waiting to give birth. What a great metaphor. The description is a bit too appropriate. To alien baby, from now on, you will live in 10 different worlds, and hundreds of billions of people will watch your birth together. Remember not to let down our expectations. You upstairs are too aggressive. What kind of authentic blue star people are you? Who? At the moment when the egg broke the shell, the Suzaku flapped its wings excitedly, and a 1,000-foot-high flame suddenly surged up, burning the entire void in the universe. The other behemoths continued their fighting career far away. Even if their home planet exploded and they were beaten from the ground to outer space, they could not stop their enthusiasm for fighting. She glanced in that direction, thoughtfully. I always thought that some of you giant beasts were affected by this alien egg. Now it seems that even if it doesn't affect you, it won't affect your brains. The Titan on the bottom of the sea is so ignorant that he doesn't know that this is actually the daily life in his hometown. If I weren't good at Blue Star language, I wouldn't even understand what this means. Alien egg, co-authored, and I became a clown. As Yeshi said this, he moved the white tiger he was riding closer to the front. He wanted to see what this strange alien life looked like at the first opportunity. And Suzaku couldn't wait even more. With the sound of birdsong that filled the sky and the earth, Suzaku took the lead and rushed forward towards this life that had just broken out of its shell. He opened his mouth, like a starving ghost who had been hungry for tens of thousands of years and saw his favorite delicacy in life, and wanted to swallow it directly. It turns out that Suzaku pretended to be confused by alien eggs before so he could grow food for himself. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 250. Chapter 250. A very good metaphor, I just hope I won't use it like that next time. Kicking the doorframe, to be honest, only vulgar people can interpret the question mark from it. I only saw a spiritual and material transcendent God who not only did not look down on the world but walked in the mortal world, and treated life equally. How great and transcendent this is. Awesome. Because of the scene in front of them, even the barrage in the live broadcast room showed a stunned look. And Yeshi let Behu step back slightly and prepared to watch the battle from the outside. The original giant beast planet had been completely blown up, and a black source substance between existence and non-existence appeared in the center of the original position of the planet. When Yeshi saw that thing, he knew that there was a fixed anchor point on this planet, so it could be blown up repeatedly. And outside the black source substance, there was a newly hatched alien life about 3 meters tall. Suzaku's eagerness is just like ours when we go to the village for a feast. The artifact unearthed 100,000 years later was found to be a mouth that kicked the door frame /